like a really good view from my desk, and I will look out the window and stare at the sun, and I was just, just hit me. This is really good lighting. And I'm wearing sunglasses because why not? Go big or go home. The girls that get it, the girls, just kidding now. I'm just being random. Honestly, I don't need sunglasses to look straight into the sun's soul and like snatch mine. Literally, the sun feels like a hug from God. To go in on this topic, honestly, today I wanted to sit down and chit chat about why I have little to no friends, and about friendship breakups and how to deal with that if you're going through a friendship breakup, or if you have a small circle, or if you're at a point in your life where you don't have any friends and you feel like, there's something wrong with you, or you're just kind of lost in the sauce like Rick Ross, and how to like get that type of support again, because we all need support. You can say that you enjoy being alone all you want. You can say, oh, you're just going to be a lone wolf all you want. But at the end of the day, we're humans and we crave support. We crave company, love. Without that, life isn't the funnest. So let's get into it. Friendship breakups are normal. They don't always have to necessarily be somebody's fault. We are all evolving, growing people, or at least some of us are. And if you are growing into a different person, if you're shaping into a different person, you're growing new beliefs, you're learning new things, you're striving for different things, you're learning more about yourself, and maybe perhaps you're learning that some things about yourself need changing. Maybe you're working on your boundaries and the way that you want to be treated and deserve to be treated. Now, in this journey of becoming this new, better you, or in some cases, some people, they turn to like a worse version of themselves. Whatever version of yourself you're striving, you're like going towards, the people in your life right now are used to this set version of you. So changing and shifting and morphing, because we can do that. Some of us don't, but the girls that get it, okay? We out here trying to live our best lives. Like, I'll read a book, New Life, who this? I'm talking like, those self-development books that like teach you a new strategy, give you that boost of motivation. Like Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Once I read that book, I was like, give me the $5 water bottle. Whatever, no big deal. Even though there's a fountain at my gym, I'll take the giant $5 Fuji water. Do I want two? Yeah, why not? But it really helped with my money beliefs, and I really do want to emphasize on books. People put all their secrets of life in one book, and then that book is like no more than $30. Like, I honestly believe that some books should be more than $30, because reading some self-development books has literally changed my whole mindset, which has changed my life, which has changed the actions I take in life, how I go about things, my perspective. It's made me, take things more easier and to learn to be happier on all types of situations. It's just like hearing other people's perspectives, not just other people's perspectives, but a lot of self-development books are perspectives of people who have reached that nirvana of becoming their best selves and creating the life that they want. So I am just so fascinated by the power that some books may carry. Like, just reading You Are a Badass was the catalyst of me feeling and actually believing that I had the capability of starting a business, of moving to the city and getting my own place. I wouldn't even have that mindset if I wasn't pushed and if I wasn't challenged to believe and trust in God and the universe and the power of manifestation. So if you want some recommendations, I will leave them in the description below. And I have a link where you can get free books. So if you're like, I can't afford books, right below. And if you're just like, I don't have time to read books, Audible. All these books that I have listed are available on Audible. But if you're just like, I can't afford Audible books, I'll leave a link to the free YouTube audios. And if you're just like, I don't feel like using YouTube because I can't bookmark, that's what screenshots are for. Like, are you trying to be a fast bitch or not? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. We are ever evolving people. If you're watching this, you're probably like me. Like, you're trying to become your best self. You're trying to create the life that you want. And with that, you're going to learn things that you want to change about yourself, things that you're going to have to change about yourself in order to achieve those things. You know, you may have to stop procrastinating all the time. You may have to change your identity to someone who is about that life of, you know, being healthy. You might have to change your routine. You might have to change, you know, what you do on your day-to-day. You might have to change your schedule. You know, on weekends you're used to partying. You might have to change that to a little bit of studying. And your party friends are probably not going to be so, you know, yeah, girl, because they are used to you being the party girl. They're used to you being that certain way. So I think with that, with change, it's inevitable to lose some people in your life sometimes, because the person that they originally met is completely different than the person that you are, or the person that you are becoming. And I like to believe with the right type of people, they can, you know, support you in that shift. But if you're an energy reader, if you're an empath, you'll notice that some people, as much as they like to pretend like they do, they don't. I didn't really go through that in terms of like the friends that I had when I was going after, when I was creating the life that I want and becoming the person that I want. But what I did experience is, as I learned to set boundaries and as I learned the way that I want to be treated and the way that I want my friends to show up for me, the way that I show up for them, and how I shouldn't feel bad for asking for something that I give. With certain friendships, for me personally, it didn't come down to they didn't support me. It was just a matter of me morphing into this new person. I started recognizing my worth a lot more, which led to me noticing when I was treated like I was worthless. And seeing that, it's like, and noticing it, it's hard to go back. It's hard to like ignore that. A lot of people like depend on like a certain thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a certain thing in regards to what broke a friendship up. Sometimes you're just not compatible anymore. Sometimes it's just simply a move and a lifestyle change to where you can't see that person anymore, and the friendship starts to drift. And if that's something you're going through, just know that like this is a product of change. This is a result of change. And yes, it seems like it's bad change, but it's for your own good, because you can't force friendships. You can't force relationships. What's for you is for you, and you shouldn't have to fight for it. Sure, do go ahead and fight for it, but you shouldn't have to. You know, real friendships, healthy friendships isn't something that you should be putting in more than someone else. And the type of friendships that you want, the type of friendship that you need is out there, but you're probably not going to find it if you're surrounding yourself by people that just aren't on your wavelength. And when I say wavelength, like, I mean quite literally. We literally have vibrations. This isn't just something we say to sound cool. And through our frequencies, we're attracting people of that same frequency. If you're at a low frequency, you're going to attract a bunch of low vibe things, like low vibe people. But once you get to that high frequency, you're going to crave, and you're probably already craving, other people of that high frequency. So you don't have to dim yourself down or question, like, you know, if you sound like you're bragging, or like if you sound crazy because you think big. Like, there are other people that think big. There are other people that want the best for themselves, and there are other people that will show up for you the way that you show up for your friends without you having to tell them. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't communicate and tell people how you want to be treated and give them a chance. Don't just like dip, like express, you know, communicate, let them know, give them a chance to show up. But if you express to someone like, hey, I don't like how you keep making fun of me, like throwing jabs at me to make everyone laugh. Like, I know you're just joking and we're friends, but like it hurts my feelings. And if they're just like, you're just sensitive, you're just blocked. Change is good. Change is great. But sometimes it's hard. The thing that really is haunting, and I think is the biggest negative side effect, is still loving a friend, loving someone that you cut off. I think that's one of the saddest things in this world, is loving someone and knowing that they just can't be in your life. And that's going to happen. There are going to be people that are brought in your life, and it's as if God or the universe is shit testing you to see if you really truly are going to let people walk all over you, or like, you know, treat you a certain way, or are you going to put your foot down and only accept people that respect you, that show up for you, that love you unconditionally? Because if you accept the bare minimum, if you're accepting and settling for what is given to you, you don't have any open arms for what you deserve. Picture like a giant magnet that just like, is attracting all these metals, and some of it is like dingy ass metal and stuff like that. But your main goal for this magnet is to attract gold, I don't know if magnets attract gold. Don't quote me. This is just a visual. This is just a metaphor to like help you understand. Imagine having a magnet and you're trying to attract gold and you're getting all these dusty pennies, and you're looking like, oh my God, yay, pennies. Okay, I got my coins, and then you put the magnet down. Why'd you put the magnet down? Why are you accepting these pennies? Like, look at the pennies, see if they're worth something. Yeah, sure. Look at the pennies, see what they can bring to the table. Look at the pennies, see like, what they're about maybe. See if they can like, if they're giving what they need to give. But get that damn magnet back up, because you know damn well what you're trying to attract. Why the hell did you stop at the pennies? Because you were given pennies? If you ordered a filet mignon at a 5-star restaurant and they bring you back chicken nuggets, are you going to eat the chicken nuggets? I mean, yeah, I'm going to take a bite of them. I take a bite of the nuggets just to see if they're good. But I'm going to let the waitress know, ma'am, I ordered a filet mignon. Could you take this back? This is not what I ordered. Magnets up. We're attracting something specific here. What you want in a friendship, you can have. But if you're only accepting what is given to you, how the hell are you going to have room for what you deserve? God, the universe, or whatever higher power or whatever higher powers you believe in, they're shit testing you to see if you actually are willing to wait for what you want in a friendship and in a relationship. But that in itself could be its own video. We can get into relationships if you want to. Like, I've got plenty of tea. So yeah, let me know in the comments if that's something you want to do. But know that some people are in your life to teach you a lesson. Some people are in your life to just like teach you a lesson. And also sometimes people come in your life to shit test you. Some people come into your life literally as a shit test from God or the universe. Like, oh, you said you wanted a man that respects you. Okay, let me bring in this man that's really cute. Let him take you on a date, and he disrespects you. Let's see how you react. Oh, you're taking it. Oh, you're ignoring it. Oh, but you said you wanted a man that respects. Okay. All right, but you're still going to go with him to the next date? All right, well, I guess I'll put that man on hold that actually will respect you, because you're accepting this one that doesn't. So you want someone that will support you in whatever you do. Let me bring this friend that will support you. Plot twist, you start that business and they're over here convincing you how it's not a good idea, giving you all this bad energy. And that in itself is its own topic as well, because sometimes people can only react in the way that they know how to react. Like, people's reactions a lot of the time are just their projections. Like, the way that they feel about going after the life that they want will be projected onto you. So if they're scared of going after the life that they want, then they're going to be scared for you when you're going after the life that you want. If they feel like they can't do it, they're going to feel like you can't do it either. And that's something that they're probably not even consciously even realizing. But that's something a lot of people do. So plot twist, they're over here subconsciously just spewing all their projections onto you. They're saying that they believe in you, but their actions are saying otherwise. The reactions to when you have business wins. What are you gonna do? God's looking up there like, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna deal with that? You're gonna deal with that person that doesn't support your business, but you said you want a person that support you? Guess I'll put that friend on hold that will actually support you and actually is a business owner as well. But you're too busy with that person that doesn't support you. And I think there's room for multiple people in your life, but I do feel like you're entertaining the wrong people because they're just there, because it's convenient, because why not, because I'm bored, because I'm lonely. You're blocking off the people that can better serve you, the people that you deserve to have in your life, people that you don't have to ask to treat you the way that you want to be treated. So yeah, magnets up. Let's get that gold. And if you don't know what that gold looks like, really identify that. You can't really attract something you don't know what you're attracting. So if you don't know already, really get clear, get like a notebook and write down what you do want in a friendship, what you do need in a friendship, or what you do want and need in a relationship. So when you get that magnet up, you know exactly what to look for. Those pennies don't, no. Okay, gold, diamonds. I just wanted to add in, to not take it too personally the way that people treat you. I know for me personally, in the beginning, I would take offense. Like, damn, people just really don't respect me. Do I have don't respect me on my forehead? You know, maybe it's me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe like I deserve this. Maybe I'm cursed. Don't you dare go down that rabbit hole, because people treat you the way that they feel sometimes. People sometimes will project onto you how they feel. So you telling them about how you want to live your California dreams, and they're just like, oh, don't go there. Like, don't swim in a treacherous world. Or if you're expressing like, hey, I want to be like a writer, and they're just like, that's unrealistic. Focus on something that's more realistic. And, you know, that's not something that I think you could do. Like, you know, are you sure? Like, sometimes it's just like how they feel. That's how they feel about chasing their dreams. That's nothing to do with you. If like someone is like making fun of you as a way of like joking, that could be like the way that they have been loved in the past. That could be a way that they've had, like, they could have been in a position where their first friendship, their first friend did that to them, to where they think it's normal. You know, sometimes it's not always a matter of there's something wrong with you or there's something wrong with that person. It's just a matter of some people don't realize the way that they're coming off. Some people don't realize where their fears, where their hate, where their envy, where their ignorance, or just some people just aren't aware. Some people that don't put themselves in other people's shoes, and they don't look at things from different perspectives. They're only thinking about themselves. And I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I think there's a lot of bad side effects to being that way, but I do feel like you have to be that way a little bit in a sense to create the life that you want. So make sure not to beat yourself up or to beat that person up for what they did. It was done, okay? And what is done is done. You know, sometimes it's just a matter of they had a blind spot moment, and you call them out on that blind spot moment, and you move forward. You decide on how you want to move forward. Don't internalize it into like, oh, well, you know, not my best friend couldn't even like show up for me, you know, so who will? Like, no, you deserve someone to. Once I cut off the people that aren't meant, am I tilting this? Once I cut off the people that really showed their true colors to me, and especially when I broke my foot twice. When I broke my foot twice this summer, I cut off a parent. I had to cut off a very close friend. After I expressed to her how upset I was being left in ER the first time I broke my foot, the second time I broke my foot, something that she kind of was responsible for, she left me in ER. Third person, the third friend that I cut off, she completely disappeared into the night when I broke my foot. And she had valid reasonings. She was going through her own stuff. But I expressed to her how much it hurt me. I expressed to her how much I wish she was there for me, because I'm always there for her. And how I wish she could have like came over and like helped me out a little bit, because I do the same for her and I'm always going over her place. And after expressing that to her and I broke my foot a second time, she never offered to come and help. She never came through and showed up for me the way that I would have showed up for her. And I kept asking her, you know, when are you gonna, you know, come over and spend some time with me? And it was just always excuses, to the point where it just didn't seem like it was ever going to be something she could do. And I deserve to have a best friend that shows up for me, and that I don't have to ask to show up to come over when I'm disabled. Twice. So it was like, it was just like, you know, I love them all. I do. But I'll be fucking damned. I'll be damned. I was just like, you know, it is what it is, you know. And in the beginning, honestly, my self-worth went down a couple of points. I don't think I was questioning it, but I noticed that I started showing up a lot less for my business and my YouTube channel and just life. I just like was numbing myself constantly, because it was like, damn, like my best friend knows me more. My best friend, the one that like never showed up for me when I broke my foot and disappeared into the night the first time I broke my foot. It was like, she was like my diary. She knew everything about me more than my mom. She was there with me through all of the bullshit that I've been through in my life. And we've been friends for over 5 years. And when I expressed to her how I felt, she didn't really do anything about it. I gave her a chance to show up, and I had no choice but to just accept that she can't. And, you know, her not being able to do something as simple as come over my house when I'm disabled really had me feeling like, well, damn, I'm shit. You know, having a parent that was like, had me feel like I am shit. Having my ever close friend ditch me in the ER after I expressed to them that just ditching me in the ER in itself is just fucked up, but especially being that you were partially responsible for why I broke my foot a second time. But it's just like, you were there when you literally knew about doing it, and I told you how much it upset me, and you were like, I can't believe she would do something so shitty, and then you did that same thing. It made me feel like shit. So from like the time I broke my foot until now, I'm literally mentally putting the pieces back together because it broke me. And it wasn't a breakup from like a guy. Like, they're stronger than a breakup than a guy. It's like my two only best friends at the time. I made a new best friend, by the way, that does show up without me having to say anything. And she's literally like a Puerto Rican version of me, and we're just living our best lives. We didn't really connect as deep until those relationships that I just dated were cut off. So it's interesting how that works. But yeah, if people do shitty things to you, if you've gotten like the shit end of the stick, you're not shit. You probably aren't telling yourself that you are shit, but maybe you feel like shit, you know? It's like, how could someone treat you the way that they treated you? Like, what is confusing about human decency? What is confusing about your feelings? Why do you have to express certain things? Why do you have to be the person to cut that person off? But at the end of the day, we're all having a human experience, and we're all like learning ourselves as people. And some people aren't mentally where you are and can't fully understand who you are and what you want, and that's okay. That doesn't mean they're any less. That doesn't mean you're any more. That just means like you're not compatible, and it's up to you on whether or not you want to entertain something that isn't compatible for the sake of comfortability. You are worth what you want. You can have what you want. And I hope this helped. I hope this helped you. My goal for this video is to help those that recently had friendship breakups, or have little to no friends and want friends, or feel like they'll never have friends. You know, it's normal. We going through it together, sis. Make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to this channel, because I'll be dropping more gems on adulting. I can do a part 2 of this video on friendships, or I can go into relationships if you'd like. I actually have a video that I started, but I haven't really finished filming the second half about, you know, my opinions on certain things in regards to dating. So let me know in the comments if you want to hear about that. And also let me know your thoughts on friendships. I definitely left out a lot of things. I definitely still want to go into a lot of things, but this is just what I wanted to talk about now, in terms of friendships. Just a little something for if you're going through what I'm going through, which is, you know, cutting off people that aren't meant for your life and attracting those that do belong in your life and that treat you the way that you deserve. Au revoir.